Huh. Is someone there? Strange. A wandering soul winds up here. Wait. It seems this one can hear me. Now, settle, my friend. I mean you no harm. Show myself. I'm in your hands, of course. Swords may not talk, indeed. However, I must belie this truth. One moment. Your eyes do not deceive you. I merely retain my human form to better interact with you. Though I can only muster an apparition, I believe I've yet to introduce myself. I am the spirit of the sword you hold. My original master christened me as Konokuni Fubiki. Indeed, the sword of the infamous Fubiki tragedy. Prithee, there is more to the tragedy than told in your storybooks. I am no demon blade. I ask only that you learn the truth, so you may finally illuminate the truth of that day. If you do not wish to believe me, then you may leave. You'll stay. 1,000 thanks. Now, on to my story. I shall trim the pedantics. I was produced as an offering to the then emperor of this land, a gift of good faith from his friend and personal weaponsmith. At first, the man cherished me, and even had intended for the princess, his darling daughter, to inherit me. But that frail aristocratic joke of leadership tossed me aside as though I were a plaything. Now, if it were merely that, the story would end. But my creator was beside himself in chagrin upon recovering me from the steps, even stared into the void in his mourning. See, the smith had a wife, and they were expecting his heir. Sadly, rumors that I was cast out for reasons more than mere distaste spread wildly, becoming contorted beyond belief. He was already morose to begin with, but the pressure got to him. He became despondent, drunk, and angry. I am sad to say the gossip adapted to this, calling him a demon of men. Then came the tragedy. He snapped, and the rumor became reality. His vice on the lucid realm eroded. He used me to blindly slaughter his own wife, both mother and unborn child being lost to his emotional void. I believe I drifted through that void into my form. Not long after, the Fubiki tragedy was known to all, leading my master to offer himself to execution for ungodly conduct, both for forgiveness from on high and to escape the paranoia and distrust he sparked in the leaders. The princess succeeded her father and had a new sword commissioned, leaving me to be buried by the guard. I lay dormant for some time until a group of disgruntled soldiers uncovered me. I fought in the hands of many, and even spent time as to wonder of research for the few richer smiths, but they all were unworthy for a blade of my tempering, Each ran into their death on the winds of hubris, and one by one they succeeded the next in blind faith. Where the last one lies, my friend, is as ash below your shoes. I do not wish for my Creator to be forgiven, not exempt from his sins. I merely hope the truth can be shown to the world at last. The tragedy had no true villain at heart. Before my most late burial, I had attempted to do the same as I am now. You, I must concede, are the first to listen. At one point, some two-bit swordsmith created a legion of forgeries in my image. Now, I must admit, I was humbled to see their followers so adamant that I was a perfect design, but they lacked the technique my creation demands, a whole squadron of cheap parodies. But enough about the past. The princess, where is she? Oh, how long since the dynasty of Libra was founded? 3 centuries? I feel ashamed. I swore I would hunt down the sickly child whom condemned me. But now and forever it is impossible. I suppose. Well, it is true that everyone I knew is long gone, and the drama is quelled, even in an anticlimactic way. Yes, you are correct. Thank you, child, for both freeing me from the floor and setting my doubts to slumber. I do believe I am indebted. What do you request? A question. It is the least I can offer you. Ask anything you please, and I shall answer as best I can. Are there more like me? I would strongly think so. My inception, or so I believe, was caused by the overwhelming emotion felt by my Creator after the tragedy. Something of a soul transfer of the 3, and I would assume other such smiths would have done the same. Like whom? I was made to believe even Libra's replacement sword was one such as me. Weapons with a spirit attached are often subject to legends, which leads to replicas and forged copies being made. But only the original is the true weapon. So many forgeries, and so little recollection, often obscures us into myth. By the apparel I see, you are a warrior, are you not? Your continents do not align with the face of one of the dynasties. Are yours warring against them, perhaps? Cease fire on the rocks. Understood. Well, an enemy of the dynasties is a friend of mine. That sword by your side seems very plain, not to mention dull. Why not take me along? I may never redeem myself against Libra herself, but falling her ill-gotten empire would be a much sweeter fruit. Go on. Replace the sheath by your side. What's wrong? Ah, yes, you look dazed. I am afraid it is the fate of any whom wield my blade form. My Creator's snafu of emotion seeped into my soul, and to simply own me erodes the weak-willed. However, you seem to be of an iron mind. Impressive. You may just be a worthy master after all. If not, then the aura would have simply consumed your mind. The grogginess will subside soon. It's an unfortunate and inevitable result of a new owner. I'm sure a few practice sessions using my blade will clear out any fatigue. Impressive. The night you began, and yet your skills are already as though the sword were an extension of your own arm. I was right to recognize your worth. The night is no longer as young. We should return to your abode, before the creatures of the night can stalk us. Rest now, warrior. When you awaken, we shall depart for your superior's direction. You may rest without anxiety. I will be at your side at all times, and alert you if need be. Finally, an owner who won't become like the others. I must keep them alive. Who knows when another, if another, comes along. While they slumber, I should take control. Find some lost vagrants. Their blood can be payment to keep my owner young and fresh. They spoke of the two factions being close to war. Perhaps an atrocity to encourage the powers that be would suffice. I can finally end Libra's bloodline. A new, perfect owner and a perfect vantage for redemption. They'd understand. Every living thing fears death. I can save this one from that. They'll surely be tempted to live beyond their lifespan. Maybe if I taste Libra's blood at last, I can finally be human and not some projection. And I can live not only as their weapon, but as their compeer and confidant. Yes, that would be nice. But they must draw breath until then. But do I tell them? No, I can't. They'll bury me all over again. But then I can't be too aloof either. For now, I'll stay right here, right in my warm sheath. I should observe the modern world before judging it. Sweet dreams, brave one. We have much to achieve.